Hi everybody, this is Dee Reinhardt with Illinois WorkNet. Today we're going to be talking about a few things on our technical assistance call. One of the things that I just wanted to tell everybody, and I had talked about this before I started the recording, so I'm going to repeat it again. Because of the fact that you may have some customers that are now coming back to you or want to participate, but maybe they started their application or completed their application in a previous program year. All you have to do is go to your provider list on your dashboard and then don't select a program year. Hit filter if you need to. I hit filter just because I have access to all the agencies. And then you'll see the entire list of all of your people on this number. And when you click on the number, you should be able to click to see your customers in your list. Now, likewise, I am now in test, and when I log into test at the very beginning, it gives me a list of all of my customers. And so if you just come into the application this way, you don't have to worry about trying to filter from your dashboard. You can find all of your customers here. Now, what I was talking about just before I started the recording is we have some people who can't be found in some of their lists. And what may have happened is you may have accidentally or on purpose closed them out because they weren't participating. That closed will show up here in this right-hand column. And that will indicate to you that that's why you can't see them in your list. So all you have to do is go to their profile by clicking on their name in the list. It opens up to a new window. Click on the Progress tab. And then if you want to bring them back into action, this will really only work for customers who were enrolled and verified eligible. Click on the case closure. Then all you have to do is click on the not closed and then save. It will ask you if you want to close them, but you know that you're reversing the process. So close the customer's case. It will update them. And then if you go back to the list, it should show that they are now opened again. All right, let's hope that that took. So if I refresh this screen, it was Rob, CYEP. Oh, all right. That's the way it's supposed to work, and that's the way that it works in production, but I'm not quite sure why it's not working in test. So I'm going to have to talk to our programmer about this, but that's the way that it's supposed to work. All right. The other piece that we need to do, that we need to talk about today, is the process for you for employers. And I am going to do this in production because it won't really show any customer information that needs to be protected. But on the WorkSite placement dashboard, we click on that, and you may see, this is where you land, is the WorkSite placement. And one of the things that you'll see is you'll see multiple placements for a particular provider, and that's the openings that are available. One of the things that we cannot do is remove providers who have had a placement. But one of the things that I spoke with our programmer about is giving you the ability to make them inactive if you are no longer using that provider to provide services any longer. So for example, we've got, if I go to an employer, and Tasha, what was the one that we wanted to remove? This Angelic Scholars?
Yeah, I have her. You notice I have her multiple times.
Right. So this piece right here,
yeah.
You see it 4 times in here. But what happens is this is not where you need to worry about where your employers are. You actually need to go to the employers tab.
Okay.
And I have to go through the process here of filtering in. I'm going to do CYEP, filter, and I have to filter twice. You guys will automatically be on your agency, but I have to filter for the agency. And so here we have 2 listings for Angelic Scholars. And if you see right here, has placements, no. And then if you look to the right-hand side, you can remove this one. But because this second one has a placement in this column, you're not allowed to remove that one. So if you want to remove Angelic Scholars Academy, you can do the ones that don't have any placements.
Okay, that's clear.
And same for all of you. If you've got anybody that does not have any placements, you can remove those, but you can't change them. Now, under worksite placement, if you want to change the number of openings, so I know one of the questions that I got this week, during the week, was there was a person that had a job that only worked 2 days, but it took one of the placements, one of the total number of openings, and it left it. So what that does on your performance is it counts as a placement, but it will not count as the retention part of it. So if you do need to update your numbers, so I'm going to go to, and Tasha, I'm going to use you again here.
Okay.
Just so that you know that to change it back, if it's going to make a huge difference, then you can change it back. But I wanted people to see this live. So if we've got say it's McDonald's and it's cashiers, she has 15 openings right here, and you have 10 part-time positions filled. That's this 3rd row down here. Say that 4 of these people worked 1 day or 2 days or maybe a week. So you need to add some additional positions. All you have to do is click on this number, the 15, and down here where it says total number of openings, you can change that number. So say you need to add 4 back because that person took one of those openings and only worked 3 days. Then you can change this to 28. Tasha, is it going to make a difference if I leave that number as 28?
Oh no, that's one of the ones that I will be making inactive later when that process comes through. So okay. You can fool with that one.
Okay. All right. So then all you have to do is save it, and that gives you that many placements available, so that when they're looking at it down the road, then they can see that there's more positions available. Now, for me, it takes me back to the main workplace worksite placement page, so I would have to filter again. But I'm not going to do that unless anybody else has any questions. So if you've got a question about any of this with the employers or the worksite placement, either type them in the chat pod or open up your microphone.
Hey, Dee, I did have a question. It's kind of, I guess, tangentially related. When we were at the meeting last Monday, we discussed that I've been adding the placements wrong. I've been adding them on the WORKSITE screen as opposed to doing it through the case plan.
Right.
If I have already done it that way, is there a way that you can connect that in the case plan?
Natasha was going to check with Cody to see if there was a way that he could do it in the database, but we would need to know a list so that we didn't miss anybody. But let's wait to see if that's a possibility before we have everybody sending me lists.
Okay.
I will make that announcement on an upcoming webinar if we have discovered how to do that. In the interim, because what you were saying was it takes the placement away, right? Because the number was reduced.
Right. You can't go in and add the placement because they're already placed in that. So you can't add it to the case plan.
So my suggestion would be, like I just was showing, to change the number here of total number of openings. Maybe you need to go in and change the total number of openings so that you can add them through the career plan. But let me follow up on that, and I will try to have an answer for everybody by the 19th.
Okay, because I think if you do that, then it places them twice at the same place.
All right. So let me try to work with Cody. He was trying to get the application for somebody moving between agencies done, and that was taking up all of his programming time right now.
Okay.
All right. So keep that on a tickler file to ask me again if I don't get that done for you. I'm going to write myself a note though. Okay, next piece that we need to talk about, are there any questions about timesheets and uploading payroll? Again, because we did discuss this last, on the 29th, and Natasha hit the recording, so that is available for you to view. But I can cover something very quickly if you just have a question about that.
Yeah, this is Tasha Wilkerson. I was noticing on our list that you just showed, it said something about I couldn't do payroll, upload payroll. So I just wanted to make sure. I know that you showed us how to do that, which is you download the Excel document and all of that. But I was just trying to make sure why that was saying that at the end of one of my providers. Is it something that a step that I've missed?
You have to have the person entered in a WORKSITE, and then they have to be active, and they have to have been started. So the step has to be open.
Okay, because all of from my understanding, all of my use I have assigned is started and all of that, so I don't know why it was showing that.
All right, I'm looking here to see. I don't have a step in here for this person.
That's old.
That's somebody old.
Well, this is a test person.
Oh, okay. I'm like, that's old because I don't know.
Yeah, this is a test person. I was looking to see if I could find if there was a reason. Okay, so so the person is not showing up on your list that you download. Is that what you're saying to me, Tasha?
No, I was saying when I was looking, when you pulled me up in real time, I noticed on the right hand, it had all of my work sites, it had payroll not, I forget what it said, upload, I forgot. And so I was just trying to figure out, was it a step that I've missed that needs to be completed?
Was it on this screen or was it on the other screen?
Yeah, I think it was on, yeah, I think it was on that screen, employer screen.
It doesn't say payroll on here. Oh, this one has approved payroll.
Right, that.
So you may not have any payroll uploaded for that particular provider or that particular employer.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, all right, I was just making sure it wasn't an issue of like it's not upload. Yeah, I haven't uploaded my payroll yet. I'm gonna do that this week. But okay, so that's what that is. All right, thanks.
Okay. All right, so I'm moving on beyond the payroll now. So what I'm going to talk about now, and we covered this in a previous webinar before the end of June. I do know this for a fact. I can't tell you exactly which day, but we're talking about user account management right now. And it is where this little man is right here. I'm gonna go to test and do this. All right, so it's where the little user is. If you hover, it's the one little person head. And if you click on that, this is how you can give people access from your agency to have access to the dashboards. So if I go to search for a name, and I'm going to put two people's names together here. I'm going to do Nicole Bax. And I'm going to search for Nicole Bax. And Nicole isn't there. I know she isn't because I made her up. And so I'm going to add a partner to a group. Now this works really well if you have all of the following information that it's going to ask for. So if I click on this add partner to a group, it's going to ask me for name and all this other information. And so it makes it real useful if you have this stuff at your disposal. So I'm going to, somebody give me a birthday.
9/11/79.
9/11 when?
79.
All right. Somebody give me a phone number. I'll do 312. Somebody give me 3 digits.
921.
Somebody give me 4 digits.
9227.
All right. Now we're going to do an email. And somebody give me a zip code.
60620.
And I'm going to look for that to add them to Austin. Austin People's Action Center. I'm going to search. So they don't show up because I made this person up. And I'm going to, it's asking me if I want to search non-active accounts. So I'm going to say yes. The customer was not found. Would you like to create one? So what this is doing is it's creating the user file for you. So I say yes. Does this person need to have access to view or manage this organization's staff? If you guys aren't listening to me, then you're not going to understand how to do this later. So does this account need to have access to view or manage this organization's staff? And you either say yes or no. And if it's no, that means it's not like, so like Eric's the executive director of Homework Hangout. So he would need to have access to do the organization staff. So he would be a yes, but otherwise the person might be.
Can somebody mute their phone? We can't.
I'm muting people. So this account may need to have access. If I say yes, then what it will do is it will give me the option to, do they need to have access to other workforce agencies if you have the right level of access. In test, I don't have the right level here, but Brandon, Nicole, Kristen, me, Natasha, we can all have people give access to the other portions of the agencies. So I'm going to now add this partner. They will have access. It gives you their username and it gives you their password. So then all you have to do is write this down for that person so that they can now access the customers in your system. And then if you need to add them to another group, all you have to do is click the add. If they are no longer part of your organization, all you have to do is then click the X right here to remove the partner. All right, do we have any questions about this? There are directions in the partner page about this, and written directions as well as a video recording. So now we have it on a TA webinar as well. Any questions from anybody? All right, I'm going to bring the attendance back up. So who did I miss? Cassandra Townsend, what agency are you with? Sunday D, what agency are you with?
Centers for New Horizons.
Centers for New Horizons is marked already. I've got St. Sabina that I need to mark.
Yes.
I'm looking to see if there's anybody else that I didn't get.
Albany Park Community Center.
I'm sorry, what?
Cheetah with Albany Park Community Center.
All right, Albany Park Community Center. And who else is not marked on the list that is on the call? We're in this column right here. So do we have anybody from African American, Alternative Schools Network, Angel of God, Asian Human Services, Boys and Girls Club Freeport, Community Unit School District, Employee Connections? I thought you were on the call. Leadership Development, Leslie Bates, Puerto Rican Cultural Center, SGA, UCAN, Universal, and West Side Health Authority. HS is here. All right. And all righty. I will be talking to our programmer about these couple of issues that came up.
Yes, I'm on
keep your emails coming with your questions. Remember to copy Brandon and me and Nicole so that we all know what's going on. And if it's a WorkNet question, I'll get it answered. If it is a DHS question, we'll get Nicole or Brandon to answer those. So,
okay.
All right, did anybody check into the webinar that is not represented on the call here in my list? All right, everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll talk to you on the 19th and enjoy your day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Mm-mm.